Transform Your Self-Talk, How to Talk to Yourself for Confidence, Belief, and Calm by Nick Trenton. Introduction Summary. Transform Your Self-Talk by Nick Trenton is a comprehensive guide on how the way we speak to ourselves can influence our beliefs, behaviors, and overall emotional health. Trenton dives into the power of self-talk, those internal conversations we have daily that shape how we perceive ourselves and our experiences. In this book, Trenton argues that self-talk is foundational in building confidence, achieving personal goals, and maintaining inner peace. Negative self-talk can become a barrier to success and personal happiness, while positive, constructive self-talk can empower us to overcome challenges and realize our potential. The book covers key psychological principles, such as cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, mindfulness, and neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, to explain the mechanisms behind self-talk and how it affects our lives. Trenton emphasizes that self-talk is a habit that can be consciously shifted and improved with consistent practice. By understanding our self-talk patterns and actively transforming them, we can cultivate a mindset of confidence, resilience, and calm. Through practical exercises, real-life examples, and actionable advice, Trenton shows readers how to unlock their potential by harnessing the power of positive self-talk. Chapter 1: Understanding the Power of Self-Talk. Trenton begins by defining self-talk as the ongoing internal dialogue that shapes our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. He highlights the idea that self-talk is not neutral, it's either helping or harming us. This chapter lays the foundation by explaining that negative self-talk often manifests as self-criticism, doubt, and worry, which can undermine our confidence and limit our potential. Positive self-talk, on the other hand, is constructive and supportive, building our self-esteem and resilience. Example: a woman who constantly doubts her abilities at work begins to see her performance improve after she starts affirming her skills and strengths to herself daily. Action for Chapter 1: Understanding the Power of Self-Talk. Reflect on recent moments of self-talk, identifying instances of both positive and negative self-talk. Write down some common phrases and assess how they might be influencing your mood or behavior. Key takeaway: self-talk shapes our beliefs and behaviors. Becoming aware of our self-talk patterns is the first step toward positive change. Chapter 2: The Science Behind Self-Talk. This chapter explores the psychological and neurological principles that underlie self-talk. Trenton explains how our brains are wired to reinforce the thoughts we think most often. Repetitive self-talk patterns create neural pathways, meaning that the more we engage in certain types of self-talk, positive or negative, the more habitual they become. He draws on insights from CBT and NLP, which show how changing thought patterns can alter emotions and behaviors. Example: research on CBT demonstrates that altering negative thoughts can reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. Action for Chapter 2: The Science Behind Self-Talk. Observe one recurring negative thought you have and practice rephrasing it into a positive or neutral statement. Key takeaway: our brains are conditioned by our self-talk, making it essential to cultivate positive, empowering thought patterns. Chapter 3: Identifying Negative Self-Talk Patterns. Trenton delves into common types of negative self-talk, such as catastrophizing, labeling, and self-blame. By recognizing these patterns, we can start to challenge and replace them. The chapter includes a list of negative self-talk patterns and their typical effects, showing readers how these patterns can become automatic responses that sabotage their efforts and reinforce self-doubt. Example: a student who labels themselves as stupid after making a mistake starts to avoid challenges, limiting their learning potential. Action for Chapter 3: Identifying Negative Self-Talk Patterns. Identify a recurring negative self-talk pattern, such as catastrophizing or labeling, and note the impact it has on your self-esteem and motivation. Key takeaway: identifying negative self-talk patterns is essential for breaking free from self-defeating thoughts and building a healthier mindset. Chapter 4: The Transformative Power of Positive Self-Talk. Trenton introduces positive self-talk as a tool for reshaping beliefs and boosting self-esteem. He explains that positive self-talk isn't about unrealistic optimism but rather a balanced view that acknowledges strengths and areas for growth. The chapter outlines various types of positive self-talk, including affirmations, constructive feedback, and realistic encouragement. Example: an athlete who practices positive self-talk before a game feels more confident and performs better than when they focus on potential mistakes. Action for Chapter 4, The Transformative Power of Positive Self-Talk. Write down 3 positive affirmations related to your goals and repeat them daily, focusing on the feelings they evoke. Key takeaway: positive self-talk builds resilience and self-confidence by reinforcing our strengths and encouraging growth. Chapter 5, Reframing Negative Thoughts. This chapter covers the concept of reframing, changing the perspective on a negative thought to reduce its emotional impact. Trenton explains that reframing allows us to view challenges as opportunities and setbacks as learning experiences. He provides examples of reframing techniques and demonstrates how even the most persistent negative thoughts can be transformed with practice. Example: a person who initially views a failed project as a sign of incompetence learns to see it as a valuable lesson that will improve future efforts. Action for Chapter 5, Reframing Negative Thoughts. Practice reframing a recent negative thought by asking yourself, "What can I learn from this situation?" or "How does this experience make me stronger?" Key takeaway: reframing is a powerful tool that enables us to shift our perspective, reducing the impact of negative thoughts and promoting resilience. Chapter 6, Using Mindfulness to Observe Self-Talk. In this chapter, Trenton introduces mindfulness as a method for observing self-talk without judgment. Mindfulness helps us become aware of our thoughts without getting caught up in them, allowing for greater clarity and objectivity. By practicing mindfulness, we can recognize negative self-talk as it arises, making it easier to interrupt and redirect it. Example: someone who practices mindfulness meditation begins to notice their self-critical thoughts, which helps them consciously replace these with more compassionate ones. Action for Chapter 6, Using Mindfulness to Observe Self-Talk. Set aside a few minutes each day to practice mindfulness meditation, focusing on observing your thoughts without reacting to them. Key takeaway: mindfulness helps us develop awareness of our self-talk, allowing us to interrupt negative patterns and cultivate a more balanced mindset. Chapter 7, Building Confidence Through Self-Talk. Trenton emphasizes that self-talk is one of the most effective tools for building confidence. By consistently reinforcing positive beliefs about our abilities and worth, we gradually boost our self-esteem and sense of self-efficacy. This chapter provides specific techniques, such as setting realistic goals and celebrating small achievements, to build confidence through constructive self-talk. Example: a person who tells themselves, "I am capable of learning and growing," before a challenging task feels more confident and motivated. Action for Chapter 7, Building Confidence Through Self-Talk. Identify one area where you lack confidence and create a positive affirmation related to this area. Repeat this affirmation daily to build self-assurance. Key takeaway: self-talk is a crucial tool for building confidence. By reinforcing positive beliefs about ourselves, we become more resilient and motivated. Chapter 8, Self-Talk and Emotional Regulation. This chapter explores how self-talk can be used to manage and regulate emotions. Trenton explains that self-talk has the power to either amplify or diminish our emotional reactions, and by learning to control it, we can achieve a more balanced emotional state. Techniques include acknowledging emotions, reframing situations, and using calming language to soothe oneself during stress. Example: an individual who feels overwhelmed by anxiety repeats calming phrases such as, "I am safe," and "I can handle this," which helps reduce their stress levels. Action for Chapter 8, Self-Talk and Emotional Regulation. Create a list of calming phrases to use during stressful situations. Practice using these phrases when you feel anxious or overwhelmed. Key takeaway: self-talk can be used to regulate emotions, helping us maintain calm and resilience in the face of challenges. Chapter 9, Transforming Self-Talk for Motivation. Trenton shows how self-talk can fuel motivation, especially when it's directed toward specific goals. Positive self-talk promotes a growth mindset, encouraging us to persist in the face of setbacks. This chapter provides strategies for using self-talk to set achievable goals, reinforce commitment, and maintain a sense of purpose. Example: a student preparing for exams uses motivational self-talk to remind themselves of their long-term goals, helping them stay focused and committed. Action for Chapter 9, Transforming Self-Talk for Motivation. Set a specific goal and use self-talk to reinforce your commitment, reminding yourself of the benefits of achieving this goal. Key takeaway: self-talk is a powerful motivator that can help us stay focused and committed to our goals, even in the face of obstacles. Chapter 10, Self-Compassion and Self-Talk. In this chapter, Trenton emphasizes the importance of self-compassion in self-talk. He explains that being kind to ourselves during difficult times is essential for emotional health and resilience. Self-compassionate self-talk involves treating oneself with the same kindness and understanding that one would offer to a friend. Trenton encourages readers to replace harsh self-criticism with gentle encouragement and understanding. Example: a person who feels disappointed after a setback chooses to say, "It's okay to make mistakes, this is part of learning," instead of engaging in self-blame. Action for Chapter 10, Self-Compassion and Self-Talk. Practice self-compassionate self-talk by identifying a recent mistake or setback and reframing it with kindness and understanding. Key takeaway: self-compassionate self-talk fosters resilience and emotional well-being, allowing us to learn from mistakes without harsh self-judgment. Chapter 11, Developing a Growth Mindset Through Self-Talk. Trenton explores the concept of a growth mindset, the belief that abilities can be developed through effort and learning. By using self-talk that reinforces growth and adaptability, we can adopt a mindset that values progress over perfection. This chapter discusses how to use self-talk to encourage persistence, embrace challenges, and view setbacks as opportunities for growth. Example: an employee facing a challenging project tells themselves, "Every challenge helps me grow stronger and more capable," which helps them stay focused and motivated. Action for Chapter 11, Developing a Growth Mindset Through Self-Talk. When facing a challenge, remind yourself that growth comes from overcoming obstacles, and use self-talk that reinforces this perspective. Key takeaway: self-talk that promotes a growth mindset helps us embrace challenges and view setbacks as valuable learning experiences. Chapter 12, Creating Lasting Change Through Self-Talk. In the final chapter, Trenton discusses how to use self-talk to create lasting behavioral changes. He emphasizes the need for consistent, intentional self-talk practices that reinforce positive beliefs and habits. Techniques include daily affirmations, visualization, and tracking progress to ensure that positive self-talk becomes an integral part of one's mindset. Example: a person who uses daily affirmations and visualization finds it easier to make healthy lifestyle changes, as they are continually reinforcing their commitment to their goals. Action for Chapter 12, Creating Lasting Change Through Self-Talk. Choose one habit you want to change and develop a self-talk routine that supports this goal. Track your progress and make adjustments as needed. Key takeaway: consistent self-talk practices can create lasting changes by reinforcing positive beliefs and behaviors over time. Conclusion of Transform Your Self-Talk: How to Talk to Yourself for Confidence, Belief, and Calm. Transform Your Self-Talk by Nick Trenton is a comprehensive guide on how the internal dialogue we maintain can impact our confidence, emotional well-being, and ability to achieve goals. Through an exploration of psychological principles, mindfulness, and practical strategies, Trenton demonstrates how positive self-talk can transform our mindset, helping us overcome self-doubt, cultivate self-compassion, and build resilience. By replacing negative self-talk with constructive, empowering thoughts, we can create a foundation for success and inner peace. Final key takeaway: transforming self-talk is a powerful tool for personal growth. By practicing positive, compassionate, and motivating self-talk, we can reshape our beliefs, enhance our confidence, and create a life of resilience and fulfillment. End of the book summary. Thank you. Book briefs, simplifying insights, saving your time.